Hey guys, it's Disco Spider, and today we are going to be talking about the Season 21 premiere of South Park. Now, I've talked about my overall thoughts on Season 20 of South Park, which I do own on DVD, and just little, if you haven't seen the video, I have reviewed it. Like I said, you can watch my videos on it, for like 20-ish minutes of that, but, my overall thoughts on the season: it sucked. I did not like this season. Sure, there's some good things about it. Like, I love Cartman and Heidi's relationship in this season. And the first episode was good, but besides that, there's not much. This is, like, the worst part about South Park. Even worse than Season 1, which is really rough to look back at, but still better than this season. But the creators, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, stated that they really don't want to go back to Season 20. They don't want to do the whole Trump satire thing. Like, each episode's, oh, what did Trump do today? Let's talk about it here. They're not the news, and they just don't want to do it anymore. They're tired of it. And it's one of the reasons why I don't like Season 20, even though I own it on DVD. And I don't think they stated that they didn't, like, I don't know how they feel about their story arcs, but I don't think that there's gonna be, like, as big of a story arc as Season 20 where everything connects. It's probably gonna be like Season 19, judging by the first episode. But I was really hesitant for this season. I was really hoping it's gonna be good and not like Season 20, where this is very disappointing. I was really hoping they'll go back to Season 19 or Season 12 or something, as good as they used to be. Even though not every season was good, like not every episode of each season was good. For the most part, they're good, except for Season 20, which had like almost every episode sucked. But let's talk about Season 21. They've released the first episode called White People Renovating Houses, I think. And before I get my say what I thought about it, I'll just talk about my just the positives for this episode. And I do have notes on my iPad, so let's find some positives. I do like how this episode starts off as all the kids being kids and just making a lot of dirty jokes. I like that because that's one thing that the creators said that they wanted to return to in this season. Like I said, they didn't like the Trump thing that much, and like their favorite episodes has always been the ones where the kids are acting like kids, like the episode The List, where it's about all the girls rating all the guys one by one. That's a kid thing. Like, not every kid does that, but it's something that kids could do. Instead of like the episodes where it's like all about the adults or like satirizing things, although they are doing satire in this season. But I like that. I like how they go back to its roots, and that's cool. What else? I like the idea of satirizing renovation houses. I'll get to the whole thing, but I like the idea of it just because my parents watch so many of those shows, and I get so tired of it because it's the same shit over and over again. But yeah, I'll get more into that because I don't have that much positive to say about it. Let's see. Okay, my favorite part about this whole episode is, like, I love how all three of the plots in this episode connect. We have the Randy having his own TV show. We have the Confederates, saying they took our jobs, that plot line, and then we have the Alexa, Cartman, and Heidi plot line. All three of those connect very well. I like how we have Randy's doing his own TV show, but he gets super annoyed with the white nationalists ruining the white name and just being super annoying. And then those two plots mesh together, and because of them meshing together, it because of it they get rid of Alexa. And that ultimately connects to the third plot. So it all goes together very nicely. It's not like those bullshit sitcoms where, you have 2, maybe 3 plot lines and they don't connect. Maybe at the very end when all the characters are together. But that's it. That's pretty bad writing. Here, although I'm not saying that the writing in general, like the episode was great, but at least for them connecting, that's brilliant. So yeah, it's like the best part about this episode. And then I liked Daryl and Randy. They were the best part about this episode, like as characters. I like their interactions, although I'll get to why they're just not amazing, their interactions. But for the most part, I thought they were interesting. And I think that's it. I think that's all the positives I can say about this episode. Now let's get on to the meat of this whole episode. Okay, about the renovation houses. Why now doing that? The renovation houses has been here for years now, and they're like, oh, now we're gonna make fun of them, which I guess I shouldn't like get mad at them because, you know, at least they're doing it. Although I don't think they're that popular anymore, or maybe they are. I don't know. What else do I have here about them? Oh yeah, it doesn't really fit into the episode. Just kind of randomly, Randy has a show now, like out of the blue, and although yeah, it does connect with the white nationalists, it doesn't really, like, there's not really a real reason to why Randy's so annoyed with the white nationalists. It's not like I guess because they're making the white name, like, look bad, but it doesn't really say that in the episode. So yeah, and another thing is, it's not really a satire on those types of shows. It's not like, the episode, I Should Have Never Gotten Ziplining, which is a full-on parody and a satire to those shows where it's like, you know, a character going, like, I mean, not a character, a person telling them the story of, you know, how I survived this, or when I, you know, did this or something, and it's like interaction, like, or not interactions, like reenactments with, you know, people reenacting the story that person's telling. That's a full-on parody. This is kind of like a little taste of that, but then half of the episode's just other things. It's not like a full-on thing where, or another example is the whale episode where they parody those, you know, the deadliest catch and, you know, the whale hunter things where there's like to the T, like the formula that the show has, they replicate it. And here it's not like that. It's a little bit, but they could have done so much more to make it even more funnier for anyone who's seen those renovation house shows like me. Just like making fun of it, and they didn't really make fun of it that much in this episode anyway, so it's like, what's really the point? It's cool, the idea of finally doing it, but the execution's not that great. So what else? Oh yeah, the satirizing on the Charlottetown thing, I get it, it's a thing, it's a sad thing, and, I mean, I'm not declined on them satirizing that, but what was the point? Like, they didn't say anything about it, like, how when they satirize other, you know, events in society, they usually have like a point to give. But here it's like, oh, white nationalists. That's it. They barely touch on the Charlottetown thing, which I guess is like not really satirizing it, but there are some references. But there's not really, like, are they saying that white nationalists are annoying? Because, I mean, yeah, but you could have done better. The execution could have been a lot better for that. So yeah, probably my least favorite thing about this episode was Cartman. He was so unlikable in here. Now I get it, that's the point of his character, he's not supposed to be likable, but the point is that he's such a terrible person, which is so funny that we kind of like him for being terrible, but in here, he was not enjoyably terrible. He was like being such an asshole to his ex-girlfriend, I guess now. Spoiler alert, by the way. He was being such an asshole that I really couldn't stand him in this episode. Like it would be different. It would be different if Heidi like deserved to like, you know, be treated like that. If she was like such a bitch, but she wasn't. She actually like you can really tell in this episode that Heidi loved Cartman, and it really hurt seeing how Cartman treated Heidi. And I know it's weird to say for a South Park show, how, oh, you know, it sucks because this person's treating their girlfriend terrible, but it's just how I feel. I like Heidi. She's a cool character, and Cartman was such an asshole. I'm fine with him being an asshole to Kyle, to Stan, to Kenny. They're friends, whatever, but to his own girlfriend is... it really hurt to see him treat Heidi like that. Fuck. That was the worst part about that episode, just right there. And then another thing is, again, I don't get why they had Alexa. I don't get why they had any of this here. Like, what was the point? Usually for satires and like a lot of other shows, they have a reason. They're saying a point. But here, what were they saying? That, you know, white nationalists are annoying. That renovation shows are annoying. Like, it's not like full on telling you that. But I guess it's kind of hinted. It didn't really work. The execution was really awful. And, like, the Alexa thing came out of nowhere because, like, that's not big news. Hasn't that been out for, like, a year now? It's like, I guess maybe it's been out during the summer when South Park was... I don't know, but it just felt random. It's like, oh, right, Alexa's a thing. That's something, I guess. And it didn't really fit. Why were the white nationalists so caring for, you know... Like, why did they care that they were taking its jobs? You know, there's other things you can get mad at. Like, you know, they probably did this before, but... Actually, yeah, they did do this before when illegal immigrants, they're like, I think aliens from the future, came to South Park. And it's like, oh, we took their jobs, they took their jobs! And they're kind of doing that again with this episode, but with, you know, robots, with Alexa. And although it's not a total copy, but just doing that, it's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And the last thing I want to say about this episode, it wasn't funny. Like, the first time I watched this episode, I laughed, and then the second time I watched it, I realized the only reason why I laughed when I first watched it was because I thought the idea was funny. Not the jokes, but the idea, and that's not, like, good comedy. Like, a lot of South Park episodes I can watch over and over again and laugh really hard. Here, the first time I watch, I'm like, haha, that's a good idea, I like that. And the second time, I'm like, it's a good idea, but I'm kind of bored. There's not that many jokes. There, like, were a few things that were funny. The Daryl and Randy thing was almost funny. I was like, oh, that's funny, but I'm not, like, laughing like, you know, other South Park episodes. Not like, Hell on Earth 2006, which is one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life. At least the first couple of times I saw it. Like, at least with, like, a lot of South Park episodes, I can watch them again and enjoy it and laugh. But the second time, like, I watched this episode twice, and the second time, I kind of got bored. And, yeah. So overall, this episode kind of sucked. It's not, like, terrible. It's not as bad as Season 20, I guess. I mean, this is probably... I don't know. I didn't like this episode, actually. It's not good. I really hope South Park doesn't turn into the seasonal rot. Normally, like, South Park, up to Season 19, they were great. I love Season 19. In fact, Season 19 had my favorite episode, Tweak X Craig. So it's kind of sad seeing, like, finally they're going into seasonal rot. It's not like The Simpsons where they have, like, 10 great years and then the next 20, you know, sucked. At least here, they're recently getting into seasonal rot. This is like one of the, like, most shows have like a couple of years and then they suck. But South Park's been going on for a long time, 19 seasons, and they've been great. But I just hope that, you know, they're just not used to doing South Park anymore, and that they're going back to normal. Like this is kind of like the training wheels, and the next episode, like, okay, this is how we used to do satire. This is how we used to do it. You know, because the things that are in this episode that I didn't like, they were kind of like Season 20, where the satire wasn't good and all that stuff. And I just hope Episode 2 will be a lot better. I don't know if I'm gonna, like, do every episode I do, you know, vlogs like this. I don't know yet. If, like, Season 2, if there's something I want to say about it, like, if it's so bad that I need to say something, or if it's so good that I'm like, South Park, this is how you do it, then I might. But for now, just wait until my overall thoughts on Season 21 when the last episode comes out. I will do an overall thoughts on that, and probably, like, Rick and Morty, I might do an overall thoughts on that. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done a TV log thingy. That's Pie Rules things. I'll do like a episode review or something. Might do more. I was planning on doing the Star vs. movie thing and DuckTales, but I didn't. But I don't know. I probably will do more of this just because it's easy. I took some notes. I just watched this, like, you know, besides taping it right now, like 5 minutes ago. So I just broke things down. Really easy. But yeah, this is the end of the episode, or the end of the video. I'm just rambling now. Please, South Park, this Season 21, please be good. This episode, ugh. So yeah, I'm Disco Spider, and peace out.